Hey, and welcome back to the Business Hyve Podcast. I'm your host, Jess, here to spark actionable strategies and real breakthroughs that unleash your business's potential. Okay, so today we're tackling something that makes my eye twitch every time I hear it. The absolute worst personal branding advice floating around the internet today. I've been told to, quote, just be authentic, or quote, post more as a way to build your brand. Congratulations. If you've heard that, you've been handed some of the most unhelpful advice out there. And I get it. Personal branding can feel vague, like that magical force that some people have and others just don't. But the truth is, it's a strategy, not a personality contest. So today, I'm breaking down the worst advice I've ever heard, why it doesn't work, and what you should do instead. So let's get into it. All right, so let's start with the most overused and underexplained phrase in branding. Quote, just be authentic. What the hell does that mean? Does it mean sharing every personal detail about your life or showing up on camera with zero planning or, posting whatever is on your mind at the moment? People just do that, don't they? No, that's not at all what this means. Authenticity isn't about oversharing, it's about alignment. Your personal brand should align with your expertise and your audience's needs and your business goals. Instead of blindly being yourself, I want you to define what aspects of yourself are most relevant to your audience. All right. So think of it like this. If you were a chef, you wouldn't just invite people to your kitchen and ramble about your day. No, you'd talk about food and cooking techniques and recipes. And the same logic applies to your personal brand. So instead of just being authentic, I want you to place more intentionality into your authenticity. I want you to pick 3 to 5 core themes that align with your business and stick to those. This keeps your brand focused and valuable without turning it into a personal diary. Also, I will be honest with you. The more of your personal life that you share with your audience, the more judgment you're going to receive. I'm not saying hide who you are or hide your values. What I'm saying is everybody doesn't need to know everything because there are many people out there that are simply looking to disagree with you. So try your hardest to avoid those issues by being intentionally authentic, not generically authentic. Okay, so the next one is, quote, post more content and you'll get more clients. You're just not posting enough content. And this one, it drives me crazy. More content does not automatically mean more leads or more sales, folks. If it did, every person who floods social media with daily posts would be rolling in the dough. And they're not, because posting just to post is like throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping it turns into a Michelin star meal. The problem with this advice is that it focuses on volume and not strategy. You have to be strategic. The goal isn't to post more, it's to post effectively. If your content isn't clear on who you help, what you do, why it matters, then posting 5 times a day is not going to save you. So, what's the opposite of this advice? Instead of mindlessly posting, create content that moves people toward a decision. Each piece of content that you create should either build trust, address objections, or guide your audience toward working with you. So you're focusing on quality over quantity at all times. You want your content to be relevant, you want your content to be high quality, and you want your content to be deliberate, intentional. All right. The next piece of advice that just burns me is, quote, make your brand about you. This advice sounds right at first because it's all about personal branding, but the reality is your personal brand isn't actually about you. Your business, it ain't about you. It's about your audience, it's about your customer. And the fastest way to turn people off is making yourself the center of every conversation without connecting it to what they actually care about, which is solving their pain point. Yes, you lost 62 pounds and now you coach women on how to lose weight. That's wonderful. Kudos to you. However, your goal is not to show off how great you look. Your goal is to show off the fact that what you do worked. See the difference there? It's not about you. It's about the fact that you hold information that will help your audience get to their goal. Your audience doesn't wake up thinking about you. They don't wake up thinking about how much weight you lost or how good you look. They wake up thinking about their own problems. They wake up thinking about the fact that they have not lost their weight yet, and they do not like the way they look. And they are frustrated and cannot figure out how on God's green earth they can lose this weight. If your branding is nothing but self promotion, people are going to tune you out. And the fix for this is to shift your content from, hey, everybody, look at me, to, hey, look what I did, and here's how I can help you do the exact same thing. Share your expertise through a lens that makes it relevant to your audience. You're here to teach, entertain, and add value first. Then, after you've done that, when you do talk about yourself, people will actually care, listen, and most importantly, take action. All right, the next piece of terrible advice really rubs me the wrong way, and you will see me get an instant irritable look on my face when I hear people say it. And it is, quote, go viral to build your brand. All you need to do is create a piece of viral content. The great myth of virality. So many entrepreneurs think that if you just have one piece of viral content, their business will explode overnight. But here's what actually happens when something goes viral. You get a temporary flood of attention. Great. Most of it from people who are never going to buy from you anyway. Virality is a sugar rush. It feels good in the moment, but it doesn't build long-term business growth. Think about all the pieces of viral content that you've seen. Do you think those folks really had long-term growth? I'm going to give you an example. On TikTok from last year, the Who the F Did I Marry lady, okay? Now, yes, she went super viral. That's rare, but she went super viral. Everybody was talking about her. She ended up on the news, on talk shows, on everything. And yes, she is doing very well, and she may have even, I think, her own television show or something coming out, and that's wonderful. But the problem is, no one is talking about her now. It's a year later. Do you hear anybody talking about her? Have you talked about her lately? Worse yet, do you even know who I'm talking about? See, the other part of virality that no one talks about is that when you go viral, you don't go viral to all 8 billion people on the planet. You go viral to a subset, and you have zero control over who you go viral to. So if you go viral in front of a group of individuals that are not your target audience and will never buy from you, then all of that viral content, all of those likes, all of those shares are not going to do anything for your bottom line. And trust me when I say Verizon Wireless business is not going to care that your post went viral. They still want their dollar bills. So instead of chasing viral moments, you need to focus on building a brand that creates consistent, predictable attention from the right people. I'm going to repeat that. No, we're going to repeat that because I need you to hear me when I say Instead of chasing one of these viral moments, I want you to focus on building a brand that creates consistent, predictable attention from the right people. I'd rather have 1,000 engaged followers who convert into clients than 1,000,000 passive followers who forget all about me this time next week. Now, what's the fix here? What's a better way of doing it? Prioritize consistency over virality. So I want you to show up regularly with content that positions you as a trusted expert, that focuses on a pain point that brings in the right audience. It is imperative that you play the long game because this short term viral, hope somebody sees me content is not going to do anything for your brand, your company, or your bank account. The last piece of advice that I'm going to talk about that is just literally the worst in the world is, quote, your branding is just your logo and your colors. I feel like this one has been debunked a bunch of times, but I'm still hearing it. A pretty logo and a polished color palette are nice, but they won't make or break your business. Branding is about perception, it is not about aesthetics. You could have the best looking brand in the world, but if your message is confusing or your reputation is weak or worse yet, terrible, no one will care. Your brand is built through the way you communicate, the experience you create for your audience and your customers, and the trust you establish with everyone. It's about how people feel when they interact with you. If you focus only on design without a strong message, you are decorating and not branding. You cannot put lipstick on a pig and think that it's going to be America's Next Top Model. So, what's the fix for this? I want you to stop focusing on the aesthetics and focus on your messaging first. Not saying that you don't need a nice logo and beautiful colors. I'm saying you need to nail down your messaging first. Be clear about what you do, who you serve, and why it matters. Then let your visual branding support the message, not replace it. Bad personal branding advice is everywhere, the same as bad marketing advice. But now you've heard a few that have been debunked. So if someone tells you to just be authentic or post more, take it with a grain of salt. The best personal brands aren't built on trends or vague advice, they're built with strategy, clarity, and consistency. So take a moment today to audit your brand. Are you showing up with clear messaging? Are you creating content that actually leads people to work with you? And if not, then it's time to tweak your approach. All right, that's it, folks, for today's episode of the Business Hive. Thank you, as always, for listening. And until next week, stay curious, stay consistent, and do it afraid. See y'all.